Hello everyone, welcome back to Regal Biology with Khadija. In today's laboratory practical, we are going to perform a complete frog dissection and study the internal anatomy of both male and female frog. This practical will help students to understand the organization of vertebrate organs. And without wasting time, let's begin. First, what materials we need? We need dissection tray, dissection kit, and frog. If you want to know that why there are so many tools in the dissection kit and what are the purpose of these tools, I can attach a YouTube video that is present on my YouTube channel. You can watch this video. The first step is to anesthetize the frog. Before beginning the dissection, the frog is carefully placed in the chamber and we will wait until the animal become fully unconscious according to laboratory protocol so that we can handle the dissection further. Once there is no response to gentle stimulation, the frog is removed and placed on the dissection tray. Whenever you are dissecting a frog for study purpose so that you can study the internal structure, internal anatomy of the frog for study purpose, the positioning is very important. Whenever you are dissecting a vertebrate animal for study purpose, you need to place that animal on its dorsal side so that the ventral surface will be facing towards you, means it face upward. Then after that you will position the limbs and you will stretch the limbs and you will secure the limbs using dissection pins. Proper positioning actually helps to prevent unnecessary movement and it will allow you to dissect the frog very accurately. Before making any incision while using dissecting tools, let's briefly observe the external features like the nose, eyes, nostrils, forelimbs, hind limbs, skins, and all the structures. These structures will help to understand the external anatomy of the frog. As you can see, when we gently open the frog's mouth, the tongue is attached at the front part of the lower jaw. And look carefully, it's attached to the front part of the lower jaw, not to the back as it is in humans. This is very unique adaptations that we found in frog. Because the tongue is attached to the front, it is very free and points towards the back of the mouth when at rest. And during feeding, the frog will rapidly flip its tongues outward so that it can catch the insects and small prey. The surface of that tongue is very sticky and mucousy so that it can trap the prey very effectively. This front attachment of the tongue is one of the key adaptation that makes frogs highly efficient. Now we will begin the dissection. A small incision will be made on the lower abdominal skin. The skin is carefully lifted using hands or forceps you can use so that the underlying muscles and organs will not be damaged. This incision, you can say, is gradually extended toward the chest and skin is gently peeled or separated from the muscles on both sides. Now very carefully, our next step would be to to make an incision in muscles, and extreme care we need to take while doing this because internal organs are present right beneath this muscle layer. So after extending the incision upward and sideways, the body cavity will be opened like this. Now the internal organs become very clearly visible for you to study. The large dark colored organ that is occupying the most abdominal cavity is liver. The liver, as you know, performs very important functions like detoxification, glycogen storage, and bile production. Beneath the liver, there is a heart. This one. It is enclosed within a thin membrane called pericardium. And one of the very most fascinating observation during the frog dissection is that the heart may continue beating after we opened up the thoracic cavity of the frog. This occurs because frog heart contains or possesses an intrinsic pacemakers. That's the intrinsic property of your heart to beat. इट मीन्स दैट अगर हम चाहें कि हमारा हार्ट बीट ना करे तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं है, मतलब ये हमारे कंट्रोल में नहीं है। तो लाइक सेम वे इट्स अ इंट्रिंसिक pacemaker that will generate electrical impulses independently of the brain, as the brain is unconscious. As long as the cardiac tissues remains viable and have sufficient oxygen, the rhythmic contractions can continue for a short period of time. This demonstrates a very remarkable physiological property of cardiac muscle. Next, on either sides of the heart are the lungs. These are spongy organs and are responsible for gas exchange during respiration. Frog liver, it contains three lobes and it's the largest organ inside the body cavity. Then gallbladder and stomach, where food is temporarily stored. Pancreas, large and small intestine. uh, it will extensive area which will maximize the absorption of digested food. Spleen, kidneys, as you can see. Now let's observe the reproductive system of female frog. Look, there are large ovaries. It contains numerous developing eggs and are clearly visible. Just for study purpose, I carefully separated the ovaries for the clear overview of the remaining internal organs. Compare this with the male frog. Unlike the female frog, male frog lacks large ovaries. Instead, small testes are present. They will produce sperms. That's the clearly illustration that the major anatomical difference between male and female reproductive frog system. When comparing the male and female frog, we can observe that the most internal organs are very similar. The major difference is their reproductive organs. Female frogs have well developed ovaries and oviduct, while male frogs have just testes. The comparison helps to understand the sex specific anatomy. I hope that this practical demonstration helps you to better understand the anatomy and helps you to prepare for your laboratory experiments. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the Regal Biology with Khadija. And thank you for watching. And I will see you in next biology practical.